What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is time to do the winter EDC update. It has been some time since I've done an EDC video, and a lot has changed since the last one. We're gonna go over everything from pants to bags, pistols, knives, lights, and just things that I walk around with on the daily that I find very helpful, or things that you should carry for your own personal safety or personal protection. And we're gonna kick this off with one of the things I am most excited about that I found this year, and that is going to be these pants right here by 1620 Workwear. So these have to be the most comfortable pants I have ever worn in my life. They are like endlessly stretchable, all US made, all US sourced. And the first time I wore these, I looked at my wife and I was like, I understand now why you walk around in yoga pants all day. Now, the craftsmanship on these things is top notch. They have several different versions. These very much look like kind of an athletic fit hiking pant or something, so they are pretty low key, but you've got pockets and cargo style pockets and watch pockets and coin pockets pretty much built into this thing everywhere. And again, it is all US sourced material, US made, and they have a lifetime guarantee on their workmanship. The stitching is flat out amazing. They use high quality YKK zippers in there. Everything is gusseted as far as the crotch goes, the seams, then double knee material in there, so they're going to be extra tough if you take a knee a lot, say you're out there on the range training or something. Overall, just an extremely nice set of pants. Now, these are the DuraStretch Nyko 2.0 models. Like I said, they do have several other designs of these things out there. Everything down to the way that they actually did the belt loops on these things is just extremely nice. So they're very closely spaced, but yet there's not so many of them that there's too many. So they fit almost perfectly, and they seam these both the length and the waist kind of the way you want them. Very minimal logos on these things. The zippers have pulls on them, so they're easy to operate. Bunch of different colors. As you can see, these ones are in gray, but hands down, probably just the best find of the year for me, because being as tall as I am, 6'4", I'm about 260 pounds. I've done a lot of squats in my life, so generally when I go looking for jeans these days, I can't find them, or they're slim fit or skinny jeans, and I ain't playing that game. So a good set of amazingly comfortable kind of athletic fit pants was something that I was super happy about in 2023. I've also got a coupon code for everything that 1620 Workwear makes, because a lot of their stuff is really geared towards hardworking people, mechanics, construction workers, farmers, heavy equipment operators, because their stuff is extremely tough and durable. So saving 10% is definitely good, because it is US sourced, US made, so it's a little bit more expensive. That code is TC10, and it'll save you 10% across their entire lineup. I'll also put links to everything you're gonna see down below, and of course all the coupon codes I can. If you see something in the video that's not on that, you can follow the link in the parts list description, and that'll take you where everything is gonna be posted, because some things can't be posted in the description down below. All right, so next up, let's talk about some bags. There are two main bags I've been walking around with. One of them is the Vertx Commuter Sling bag, and the other one is the bag that normally goes with me everywhere, and that is going to be the Vertx Gamut bag. So as you can kind of see, that is a pretty good sized bag right there, but I am so much happier with the overall fit, feel, finish, zippers, pretty much everything when it comes to the Gamut bag as compared to the ReadyPack 2.0 that I carried for like 2 years. I am so glad I upgraded to this bag over that one, because everything is just better. It's more comfortable. I like the options in it better. It's much more sleek than the other bag was, and overall is just a better fit, at least for me. Now, this Vertx Gamut bag is gonna have side pockets on both sides. So you're gonna have like a water bottle storage area on one, and you're gonna have those like smaller item with that kind of net mesh pocket on the other one. A really good amount of storage. Now, these are a modular design. So in the main pocket and in the outer pockets, you have that Velcro or Molly that you can pretty much do whatever you want with. They have their Tactigami that you can put all over these bags, whether you want. I think you can fit up to a 17-inch laptop inside this bag, and you can see I do have some additional pockets in here. Overall, the material here is top notch. The YKK zippers are absolutely top notch, like all of the rest of the Vertx stuff. There is a dedicated CCW portion in this bag that has that like long pull tab that Vertx is known for. And pretty much everything about this bag, from the main interior, the secondary pocket on the outside, and then the side pockets, just seems to be a little bit better than the Ready Pack 2.0. Now next up is the Commuter Sling bag. So like I said, you see the size of that thing as compared to the size of my torso. It's definitely a larger sling bag. So this will carry up to a 15-inch laptop bag, single strap on it, but you do have the waist strap that you can use as well. And again, all of that great Vertx stuff that goes into these bags. You get the modularity, you have all the Velcro stuff in there, you've got the padding, you've got the YKK zippers on this thing, you've got a small external pocket that is great for smaller things that has a little bit of that MOLLE stuff into it, and you also have that net pocket on the inside, which is like for quick grab items, maybe your wallet, something like that. You've got that Velcro ability to attach everything, whether it's their tactigami or patches or whatever you want. That area in there for the laptop. You have a key hanger on the top of it. Overall, just a really great sized bag. You have a side handle on it so you can pick it up either from the top or the side. You can actually put armor in here as well if that's a concern for you as well with most of the other bags that Vertx makes. Again, a dedicated CCW pocket with a pull tab. And the difference is on these ones, they've redesigned the pull tab so you can kind of quick release it and put it on either direction, whether you are left or right-handed or how you want to pull your bag. So overall, even though this is a larger bag, I've carried this around at some of the recent trade events, and I have to say, it's not only more comfortable than the other bags I had been wearing, but it's got a lot more options, and it's not too big, but it's big enough to the point where I can carry what I need, and if I pick up a couple shirts or patches or items or things to test out, I can throw them in here and still have room to walk around with all day. All right, so to wrap up the bag portion here, there is nothing like a good Fanny or a tactical fanny pack. So there are a few I've been trying out, one of which is going to be the AWS Gear. I think this is called the Snack Pack. It's pretty awesome. The Blue Alpha Gear, which really looks like the old school traditional kind of JanSport one, but with better options and better material. The SOCP from Vertx, which is actually very awesome and designed by somebody in special operations for the Special Operations Combatives program kind of thing. And then the Sheepdog Response one right here, which has some pretty cool options. Now overall, when it comes to the fanny pack style stuff, I've not worn them a lot, but the cool thing about these is you can generally wear them as kind of a sling bag or a chest bag, which is very popular, because when you're walking around with one of these, everybody pretty much gets the point of why you're wearing one. Now, when it comes to the AWS Gear one, the snack pack here, AWS actually makes a lot of gear for special operations guys. All US made, all US source, very compliant style stuff here. Just a great company right outside of Fort Bragg. You're gonna have three main pockets here, a smaller external one, and you'll have your main pocket, which is for your CCW. You've got a net bag in there. You can put a holster in there. There's Velcro everywhere, hook and loop. And then you've got kind of a hidden rear pocket in there as well. And you've also got MOLLE sections on each side so you can add items. Plenty of adjustment here for everything. And this thing is made out of super thick material. You do have the ability to hang something through the bottom with that shock cord, whether it's a tourniquet, a pen, whatever the heck you want to hang down on the bottom is completely up to you. So overall, a very well-rounded, very nice and sleek bag. And they do make this one in a lot of different colors, so you don't have to get multicam. They've actually got the like tropic tiger stripe. They've got gray, flat colors, all that stuff that you guys would want in a fanny pack that's made by a great US company that sources their product in the US again and makes stuff for special operations guys, which I know is near and dear to me. So overall, a very cool bag. All right, next up is the Blue Alpha Gear fanny pack, and I absolutely love these guys. Blue Alpha Gear makes great products right in Georgia in the United States. Just an amazing group of people over there. And this one really kind of harkens back to the days of that original like JanSport fanny pack. If you're an 80s or 90s kid right there, a lot of good stuff going on here. Extremely durable and well-built stuff here from Blue Alpha. Everything they make is solid, from the stitching to the zippers, everything. You've got nice little pulls on all the zippers. You will have two main compartments here on this one. The first one up front is just going to be kind of like small grab items, maybe your wallet, something like that going on in there. Whereas the main larger pocket here, that's where you're going to have that Velcro, the hook and loop in there, a little bit more room. You're going to be able to get a holster in there because they've designed a little clip system in there that's Velcro that you just clip your EDC holster right onto, unclip it, and then put it in your belt line. Overall, a very sleek, very low-key, slightly larger than average normal fanny pack, so you can get a little bit more stuff in here, but still look extremely low-key out there in the world. And again, these things are made in the US, right in Georgia. Awesome group of people, and they make quality products that they do stand behind. So if you're looking to stay really low-key, this is the one that's probably going to do for you. This one is the beachwear kind of thing, or walking around at the mall where people just think you're another dude carrying a fanny pack. Now getting into some of the larger ones, it's going to be the Sheepdog Response bag here. This is a pretty cool bag with a lot of options built into it. So you're gonna have multiple different pockets on this one. You're gonna have a smaller front pocket on here. It's gonna have that high vis orange on the back side so you can get those quick grab items. You're also going to have the main pocket up there, which is gonna have plenty of area to put items in a zippered pocket in the front. Again, that high vis orange. You have the ability to have another secondary removable panel in there with a zipper on it. You've got little bungee sections in there. And the section behind it with the hook and loop is so you can actually fit a holster between that, so it's kind of hidden. And then on the back side where the padding is, you've got like a little area where you can slide your wallet or something quick to grab into in there. You will have plenty of adjustment on here. It's a nice thick buckle, very wide webbing, so it's going to be comfortable to wear, whether you're wearing it as a fanny pack or over the shoulder or as a chest pack. So a pretty cool bag. Now when it comes to the durability and quality of this one, it does feel good. I've not got a ton of time in it, but I have seen several issues with this bag with the seams starting to come apart around in here, or kind of coming apart on the edges. So I don't know if that's just kind of a one-off thing, but you can actually go on their website and there's some pictures and stuff of that up there that people left reviews. But the zippers seem really solid. You got really nice zipper pulls on here, and overall, it's a very versatile bag. So it's pretty cool. Now last up is going to be the Vertx SOCP. Now this one has an absolute ton of stuff built on this thing. This thing was the brainchild and design with the special operations individual, so there is a lot to go over. The first exterior front here is actually going to be a cell phone case, which you can flip down, flip out, remove the front panel, record people while you're walking around. Use it and lay it down in the front, kind of almost like, you know, if you were using Android Battlefield in a fanny pack or playing a video game while you're sitting down, you can leave your phone in there because of the clear case. Very nice zipper pulls here on everything. Really high quality material. You're going to have two main pockets on the other end of that bag. Your front one is going to be that net mesh material that Vertx is known for, and you're going to have plenty of room for all of your small items in there. And then you will have two kind of Velcroed pockets, each of the same size in that front end, where you can fit all your grabbable items. Plenty of things can be shoved down in there for pretty much any purpose, because this is a pretty good sized bag. Now in that back pocket, again, you're going to have a removable mesh front pocket here. And this one is a really cool design. So this has a little shot cord on it right here, and it's got a zipper in there. And this is really built to be kind of a hasty sap bag. If you know what a sap bag is, you can fill this thing with quarters on the end or whatever. You use that, and it's kind of what's called a bonker. Now, if you don't have anything else, you can whack somebody on the head with it. You've got all that hook and loop on the front and back. You can get a holster in there. You can clip the holster on that. You can use the holster for that, and it's pretty much up to you what you want to do. On the back side, you'll see all these laser cut things here, and it's kind of an open pass-through design, and it's Velcroed on the end here because there's a little hidden Velcro pocket in there beside. Also, you can run another thing through here, keep a belt on it, but all those slits are so you can keep a knife in there at different angles, whether you're wearing it as a waist pack or a chest pack, and you can actually reach for that knife from any angle. On the sides here, both sides, you'll see kind of little hidden pockets as well for like quick grab items, maybe some change, maybe your chapstick, something like that. And overall, this thing is just a beefy design. You got a nice thick strap on there with a ton of adjustment, quick release buckle, and just overall a very high quality and nice bag. Again, you can put actually armor in here too. It may not be the biggest armor plate, but it'll be enough to kind of cover that thoracic region. You don't want to take a round over your heart and stuff. Overall, very cool. I've been wearing this one probably the most since I got it because it just seems to absolutely have everything. All right, let's talk about some sticky stabby stuff. So I generally will carry kind of like one Premier or like expensive blade. And then most times I end up using like my cheaper blade for everything because I don't want to damage my really nice one. So for the really nice one, I've got this right here. This is the Schrade Radix, and it's just got a beautiful profile, This is an absolutely awesome blade. US made, very smooth on the action. Everything on this thing just feels like absolute quality. So it is a locking design. The blade is made out of, I believe, S35 vanadium. So this is hardcore steel. It is just beautiful in every way. Even the pocket clip on this thing just appears to be high quality. Overall, I love this thing. It fits in the pocket nicely. It feels good, has a great look to it, but most oftentimes I'm honestly carrying this little guy right here, using it for things. This is actually a new one because I finally broke my other one. And this thing is the CRKT M16 right here. So just a great small little liner lock blade from a good company. Because let's just face it, most of us aren't doing the William Wallace things out there. We're cutting boxes open for cool stuff that we're about to get for Christmas. But it's just a great little knife with a good blade profile, and it just seems to last a very long time. And I finally broke mine because I was using it as a pry bar. But I think these things are only like 30 bucks or something like that, or something right around there. So a great value for a pocket knife you can carry around all day, not worry about breaking that blade on there, and just replacing it with a cheap one as compared to your $250+ Premier blade that you carry around from time to time. And since nobody wants to trip and stub their toe in the dark, let's talk about some light. So first off, I think we all know we have a light on our cell phone. So my cell phone is the S23 Galaxy Ultra. So you've got a light on there. It's like every other cell phone light. Doesn't give you a ton, but it will get the job done. The other light that I carry around everywhere I go is on my keychain, and that is going to be the only old light that's ever lasted for me that hasn't broke. And that's going to be that little Keychain EOS 2R, I think it's called. The thing's been an absolute tank. It's rechargeable. I use that thing every time I go to the mailbox and get the mail because I get home late at night or very early in the morning. And the thing has been absolutely solid. It's kind of a twist pressure design. And again, it's a tank. It's like 3 years old at this point, and it has yet to fail me. The other light that I carry around with me seems to be a better design than the original Wedge, but the Streamlight Mini Wedge. So they've changed the activation button on this thing. It's a much, much smaller form factor. You still have like a lockout mode, a 10-tap mode on there. Overall, a far better design than the original one, and I find myself carrying around that Streamlight so much more than I did the original one because it was just a little bit large for me. But this one seems to be about that right size, whether you're carrying it in the pocket of your pants or whether you're going to carry this thing in a bag. There are also some of those small daily items that I think we all walk around with, the first one being our wedding rings right there. So that is one of the Groove Life rings. It's gray and orange, as you can see right there. Hands down, love this thing. So my original wedding ring just gets banged up out on the range and doing everything, whereas this one is super comfortable. It's got those little grooves in it, so it kind of gives you some airflow. It doesn't really get all sweaty like those other ones do, and that thing actually works. Even when you wash your hands with it, it just seems to stay and keep dry much better than other things. Also the watch. I get more comments on this watch sometimes in videos than I do the actual pistols. So that is the ISO Bright Afterburner. I used to be a huge Luminox guy. Absolutely love this watch. It gives you everything a Luminox does, but it's got kind of better tritium dials, and I'll throw a photo up here, but it gives you different colors of tritium so you always understand what time it is, where you're at. Overall, it's been a bulletproof watch. It's been on the range with me. Also, my Popov leather wallet. I've had this thing for like 4 years now. It's amazing. It's nice, it's small, it's not overly big. I can't stand those ass-busting trifolds or billfolds. It's the right size, and it's going to last you absolute years, just like the Popov notebook here. So I use this thing every day. It goes with me everywhere. I keep my little zebra pens in there because they're my favorite. They're cheap. I love them. I know some people love those expensive bolt pens, but these just work for me. They're refillable, and they fit nicely in my little clasps here on the side of this Popov leather notebook, which again is multiple years old. It's got a lot of wear on it, but it just holds up together like an absolute tank. I'll also carry a couple tourniquets around with me. I do carry the rats. I know some people don't like that, but I carry that and a cat Gen 7 here. That way I've pretty much got everything I could need out there. Pick and choose your medical gear wisely. This is just what I do. And of course, when I walk around in the world, I've got my Burt's Bees with me right there, because if you are not keeping those lips soft and supple for your significant other, you're just doing it wrong, and nothing does it as good as that absolute Burt's Bees stuff. I'm also always going to be walking around with a couple of water bottles. Usually one is in the bag, but I'm carrying around either my mini battle bottle or my full-size battle bottle, depending on the time of the year. Summertime, this one's always with me. It's still got water in it, and so does this one. This is the one I carry around in the winter. But you always have to have water with you because you got to stay healthy and you got to stay hydrated. And these things are just super cool. So they've got pockets on them, nylon webbing, grim locks on there. You can hook your keys on here. You can put your cell phone in the pockets on the front of these. You can put your wallet and everything else on the secondary pocket. Overall, these are just awesome. I think I've got a code for these. It's like TC5 or TAC5. I'll put it on the screen, but of course I'll put links for these and everything else in the video, either below or at the parts list if I can't list it here. But these things are awesome. Great company making really cool stuff. And they're gonna make sure you always have a really good amount of water with you at all times, which is extremely important. Whether you live in a cold state or a hot state, doesn't matter. You have to stay appropriately hydrated. Let's go ahead and talk about those CCW pieces, which is probably why a lot of you came to see this video. And I kind of picked a top 3 here. So 3 like ultra compact things that I would carry in the belt line. Then I picked 3 things that I would either carry maybe in the belt line, depending on the size, or in my bag, whichever bag I would be carrying. Starting off, the first thing would be the CR920P from Shadow Systems. I absolutely love this thing because it's rigged up with everything, but still a super small size factor. Direct mount to slide optic. Got my TLR7 sub on there. It's got mid-height factory night sights with a high-vis front. A comp on here that's not threaded, so you don't have to worry about thread restrictions. A good trigger, great capacity. Overall, I can run this thing almost as flat as I can run a Glock 17. It's a great little pistol, and it just seems to have everything I want, from the texture to the slide serrations. It's got a good look to it. It's got accelerator cuts in the front. It just doesn't get much better than that pistol. Now, next up, and this is one that may kind of surprise some people, but the Canik MC9. This Mete MC9 just is a surprise for me. So Canik is usually known for being a little bit fat, a little bit chunky, but they just seem to do it right here. So you've got ambi controls on the slide stop, slide release. You got one of the best triggers in the business when it comes to striker fired rigs. The thing shoots amazing. Direct to slide optics mount. You get your backup iron sights through that optic. Great angles and ergonomics. Overall, I am loving this thing. Feels great in the hand. Interchangeable back straps, larger magazines, or you can go with the flat magazine. Overall, it's just a great carry pistol. Now, I know a couple of people have said they've run into issues with firing out of battery or some firing pin issues. I'm trying to get to 1,000 rounds on this one. I have not experienced any of that, but I know friends that have these and they're well over that amount of rounds and don't have any issues. So seems to be maybe on the early release there were some problems, but ultimately I just dig this thing for what it is. And of course, one you've all probably seen on the channel before, the Glock 43X MOS. It's just a great solid pistol. There's just no way around it. It's a very good size, even for larger double XL size hands. Of course, this has got the Overwatch precision trigger. I use solely the Shield Arms 15 round magazines to give me that better capacity. I have used these, all the generations of them, solely for the past 4 years since I first got the first set of them, the first gen. Direct to slide optics mount here. I've got some sights from, those are, I believe, the new fiber optics from Night Vision. So instead of the traditional stuff, they started to come out with some fiber optics, which is cool. Generally, I will have a light on there, which is on the Shadow Systems right now. You can see the TLR7 sub. That is my favorite light for these little mini pistols. I'm not the biggest Glock fan in the world, but when it comes to Glock and carrying around, the 43X just seems to be an absolutely great carry. Now, there are some things done to it to fit me better, but it also has the least aggressive grip angle as compared to like the 17 and the 19. They got a really huge hump on the back, but the thing just works and I run it really well. So it's always probably going to be a staple in the things I carry around on my person. All right, now for the larger ones, or the ones that I would carry off body in the bag, starting off with my Walther PDP full size, that 4-inch barrel. One of my all-time favorite pistols here. I got the Floyd's Magwell, the Floyd's base plates, Holosun 507C on the top, mid-height darked out sights, the performance trigger in this one. Everything about the Walthers for me just seems to fit. One of the best triggers in the business. Everything from the angles, the ergonomics, the texture, the magazine release on here, just absolutely 100% works for me. Ambidextrous slide stop, slide release, reversible magazine release. It just gives me everything that I want in a pistol. Now it is a bit thick, it is a bit chunky, and some people like that, some people don't. But overall, the first time I got this thing on the range, I instantly knew from the first drill I ran that this pistol was almost built for my hands. And every one of them I have, I think I have like 7 of them now, just absolutely 100% performs. Another one of my absolute favorites to carry around is going to be my Shadow Systems MR920 with this kind of very cool topographical slide. Now I love the Shadow System stuff because they just come fully tricked out, right? It gives you everything you like about the Glock and fixes everything you hate about the Glock. Better grip angle, better grip texture, better way to do the interchangeable back straps, factory magwell, extended beaver tail, direct to slide optics here. So it's much more firm than an MOS plate. Pretty good combat trigger, double undercuts, tons of serration work on here, mid-height sights. You just don't have to do anything to this pistol. I'm usually going to be running it with a TLR7 or a TLR7A light. And this thing just absolutely fits and feels great. I've got at least 7 or 8 Shadow Systems pistols too, and I absolutely love them. Now, they are a little bit more expensive than some things, but you don't have to upgrade or change anything. You pick your optic, you pick your light, and you are absolutely good to go. Now the last one here for one I would carry in a bag kind of crosses over that you could carry it on your person as well. It's very easy to carry either way. It's giving a little bit of that hammer fired love, and it's going to be that Bull Armory Ultralight. I absolutely love this thing. It is just an amazing little pistol. We're talking a 3¼ inch barrel here. You can see by the size of my hand, that thing is just very small. Give you a good look right there. But you get all that capacity of a double stack 9mm in there. And it's just, it's 2011. You can't call it a 2011 because it's a double stack 1911 because Staccato owns the 2011 word. So you have to call it a double stack 1911, but we all know what it is. And this thing has literally been redesigned in every way for EDC. Everything from the bob cut hammer, all of the lines on here, the magazine release in here, the grip module, everything they did to this was to make it better as an EDC pistol. Serrations to work this thing everywhere, high vis, front sight. You are optics ready here should you choose to run an optics. And again, since it is a 2011, 1911, it has one of the absolute best triggers you will ever feel in a pistol. And I just absolutely love carrying this thing around. Even when you carry this and draw it from inside the shirt, that hammer lends itself to putting your thumb right over, and then as you draw, you just transition and go to work out there. So very cool, and I know that's probably a big surprise that I'm carrying kind of a really, almost like a micro 2011 right there, but it's just that good. With all that said, I hope you guys have an amazing next year. I thank all of you for everything that you've helped me accomplish on the channel. Keep doing it on the range. Remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I'll see you all on the next one.